844-5422.
Yo, what's up? It's Coach Nick from Nick Cavallo Marketing. What's up? It's Coach Nick from Nick Cavallo Marketing. Coach Nick, if you need reach out to me at 516-666-2345, or you can visit us on the web at www.nickcavallo.com. That's NICKCAVALLO.com. I'm Coach Nick, and I'm out of here. Peace.
Welcome to the SoFlo Business Corner. My name is Tom Hibbert. I want to welcome all business owners to come onto the show and share and grow their business. So let's get on with the show. Welcome. My name's Tom Hibbert. I am the host of the SoFlo Business Corner. This is a show that brings business owners, talks about their expertise, their knowledge, and their experiences, and brings it to you, my audience. Today we have a fantastic show today. We have Nick Cavallo from Nick Cavallo Marketing and his son 2.0. It's huge, big.
How you doing? What's up? 2.0 and Coach Nick. Blessing Tommy Hibbert. Bless you with money. We bless you with money.
Go ahead and, it's a little closer to you guys.
All right.
Okay.
So, all right, guys. So we're here talking a little bit about social media marketing, networking, stuff like that. But before I do that, I really want people to know who you guys are, what you guys are doing. Explain a little bit about yourself, Nick.
Okay, so I'm Coach Nick, and this is 2.0, but I'm actually Nick Cavallo, and this is Nicholas Jr.
Nice to meet you guys.
He is 2.0, and we run Nick Cavallo Marketing. So what we do is we do business coaching as well as advertising on social media for businesses, and we generate leads so that they can basically convert those leads into prospects and clients.
That is absolutely fantastic. How long have you guys been doing this?
We've been doing this since 2010 for ourselves, and in 2012 we started doing it for other businesses. We're very heavy on Facebook and YouTube and other platforms, and we find that that's where a lot of clients can be found for a lot of businesses.
No, that is and everything. I mean, I've worked with you for a little while now. I've seen you around, and you're always going about it and everything else. So what really made you go into marketing? Obviously, if you're in 2010, what did you do before that, man?
Well, a very interesting story. So what happened was I owned a gym up in New York, and we were in the process of getting ready to try to franchise it out. So we started out with one gym, and then in 2012, Hurricane Sandy hit the South Shore of Long Island, and it hit my school with almost 4 feet of floodwaters, my gym, and it also hit my house with almost 8 feet of floodwaters. And I was in my mid-40s, I'll admit that, and I said to myself, whoa, I got problems, because I went from having people in the gym to having only 7 people left in the gym, and I said, okay, I got to learn the internet game real quick. And what happened was the first few months I spent days and nights reading up on it. My son was younger than me, obviously, so he was reading up on it. He was guiding me through a lot of it, and we ended up figuring out how to market using social media, Facebook, things of that nature. First 5 months, 6 months, it was pretty dry, but by the 9th month, we went from 7 people as clients. We ended up having 300 people, and then a lot of our friends that own businesses saw what we did, and they approached us and they said, listen, can you help us do it for our business? And that's how we ended up becoming marketers.
That's kind of like how business itself is done. Like we go ahead and as networking people, it's all about building relationships, and you help out one person here, you help out another person here. Exactly. It sounds like that's kind of what...
That's exactly what it was, Tommy. You're right on the money.
So like a gym owner ends up becoming a superstar social media marketer, and that's absolutely phenomenal. It's huge. And one of the things that I love the most is I love the fact that you're with your son. You're teaching your son what's going on. So how is that working with your son?
Well, it's fantastic. And one of the angles that we took in social media is we realized that you have to stand out on the timeline, because what's happening is more and more people are getting on the social media platform. So we decided to A/B split test, or to test different types of campaigns to see how they would work. And we found that comedy was a major draw for a lot of people. A lot of people would click into anything that had to do with video and comedy based. So we tried different characters and came up with Coach Nick and 2.0, and the rest is history. And Tommy, then we started networking and going to SoFlo Mixer, and you're your networking event is growing like crazy. So we've had a bunch of people that we've connected through that as well. So a combination of both, fantastic.
No, it's absolutely huge. Everything you guys do is fantastic. I always see funny things going on.
Yep.
But let me first address our listeners. If you guys want to speak with Coach Nick and 2.0, give us a call, 1-888-565-1470. These guys are a riot, but they also have a lot of knowledge, which is what the most powerful thing about this is. Now, you mentioned the persona of Coach Nick and everything else.
Right.
So
Yeah.
explain a little bit about what that persona is. Obviously, we see 2.0 over here with 17 sunglasses on.
Hold on, I can't see.
Yeah. So
dollar signs on
basically, the characters that we tried different types of characters, and we use different types of characters in different commercials that we do on social media. And we found that the Coach Nick and 2.0 character by far is loved the most and has gotten the best response. So we've gone with it, and we're getting a following from it.
Well, let me ask you, what other characters did you guys try out?
Oh,
You
want to answer that?
I mean, like he tried out the first time he tried out, originally Coach Nick, and then he did Coach Nick the first, was it the Pharaoh?
The Pharaoh. I was a Pharaoh. Coach Nick the Pharaoh.
He did he did like
the wrestler.
Yeah, the wrestler.
Right, we took we created one character who was Coach Nick the Magnificent, which was a spin off of Macho Man Randy Savage from wrestling.
And he actually took one of the belts that I had, and he attached like a piece of cardboard to it, put the WTF champion, the welcome to Facebook champion before anybody.
But everybody would see WTF. We knew it would disrupt the timeline, and people
so
clicked and they're like, WTF. What the? And then we explained what it was. Welcome to Facebook champion.
Yeah.
And that's how we got people's attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And
no, I'm sorry with that,
sorry.
but with these characters and Coach Nick specifically, how is it that does it actually work? Does it actually bring people to you? Do you have any?
That is a fantastic question. So I'm going to give you two examples of what happened this past week. You and I interviewed on the beach at my place, right?
You see that on SoFlo Mixer's Facebook page.
Yep. Fantastic interview. Thank you so much for coming down. Within a day or two of that interview, we ended up going to your event at Ouzo Bay. By the way, there's another one coming, 11:30 on Monday.
Get it?
Ouzo. But it's a great Greek restaurant, and you're having another event
This Monday.
This Monday at
11:30. It's fantastic.
At the last event that we went to, I was waiting at the Muni meter to pay for parking, and there was this guy in front of me, right? And he's looking at me, and I'm like, wow, I'm wondering why he's looking at me. So he turns around and he goes, "You're Coach Nick. You interviewed Tommy Hibbert, right?"
flip the dollar sign, Coach Nick. Flip the dollar sign. The dollar sign.
I'm just saying.
Wrong way.
You guys are a riot, man.
So I said, yeah, that was me. Make a long story short, it turned out to be Steve, okay? And we ended up chatting, and we're going to be working with him. So he recognized me. But now here's the really interesting thing. Last week, I go to an event for attorneys, and I'm not in character at all. I'm having a luncheon with attorneys, and at the end of the luncheon, an attorney comes up to me and says to me, "I know you." And I'm kind of embarrassed because I don't really know how I know her, right? It turns out that I never actually met her. She saw our Coach Nick and 2.0 skits and interviews and things of that nature, and she goes, "You're Coach Nick." And I'm like, "Yeah, and you got a son called 2.0, and you give advice while you're driving up A1A and showing the beach on how to advertise online." So to make a long story short, we had an appointment with her actually today and spoke to her. So that's how it works. I mean, it works, and you don't know what connections you're making, but you are making exponential connections on social media by being out there.
So in other words, like one of the biggest things that I get from you, and actually watching your Facebook page at Nick Cavallo Marketing, I'm noticing that you're really building a relationship with an audience that you don't even know.
Yeah.
Right.
And from there, it seems like it's been growing. And how, I mean, where is the eventual plan for Nick Cavallo marketing and stuff?
It's very simple. What we're aiming to do is to give a lot of content to people so that they can learn about how social media works and how you can actually market it. Because look, a lot of people realize that social media is something that they need to be doing. Whether they acknowledge it publicly or not, they understand that it's super important. But a lot of people don't know where to go. So we make it a point to get a lot of content out there to help people understand how to utilize social media and ultimately teach them about it and provide the support that they need in one place. So if they need to be coached on how to do it, we provide the coaching. If they need software and applications to help them to do it, we provide that. And ultimately, if they're too busy to do it themselves, which many people are, we actually come in and do the Facebook advertising for them. We do the YouTube advertising for them. And we also do the Instagram advertising and things of that nature and help them get found on Google, which, let's face it, getting found on the first page of Google, man, that's gold.
Huge.
That's gold, right? 2.0? Yes. That's right. That's right. I'm going to bless you with money, too, because I'll get your money if you... Right? Bless you.
Man, I mean, all that I want to break when we come back from break after this. I want to really dive into that a little bit more. But 2.0, I need to know about how it is working with your dad.
Oh, at first, you know, I'll be honest. At first, it was like a little, you know, it's like, oh, okay, I'm new to this whole, you know, business world thing. I mean, I started when I was like much younger, about 10 years old. Yeah,
10, yep.
10 years old, and what it was basically, you know, my father. You know, at first it was a little awkward, but after that, you know, it would become, in a sense, he was much more knowledgeable. He would teach me not only about, you know, what we do and how we do it, but he would also teach me, you know, he'd give me little business tips like, okay, here's what you have to do. You have to, you know, look, you know, you have to nail the look. You have to catch people's eye. You have to look them dead in the eye. You have to be confident in what you do, and it's not only business per se. You have to also understand people psychologically. Like, for example, all these big YouTubers and all these big internet personalities, they would basically catch people's eyes. Like, for example, there was one person I caught on YouTube. He took a ramen bath. All right, now people, I'm serious. I'm not even joking. And that caught my eye. I'm like, you know, because people, they're like, you know, they see something like that, they'll be like, what?
Right,
right. And my dad said that's part of
disrupting the flow of what people are looking at, because you have to catch their attention. Listen, let's face it, if you see an anaconda swallowing a gazelle on your Facebook
you're going to
page,
want to watch that.
You're going to click and watch it, right? So you got to have something that's going to stand out and get the attention, and then once you've got that attention, you've got to get your ideas out so that people can see whether or not they want to interact with you, and then you got to repeat it over and over and over again and brand yourself.
And also, it was a lot of trial and error. It was a very long journey. There was a lot of things. You know, I made a few mistakes. I did a few things good. I would see the repercussions. I'd understand my failures, learn from them, and become stronger.
That right there. Yeah. You just mentioned 3 things that is learned by somebody that's in their 40s. I mean, legitimately.
Yeah, I know.
You from what you just said, you learn how to fail. Because failure is not a problem. Failure is something that we all go through.
I mean, we're all taught, you know, to be afraid of failure. And no, we shouldn't be afraid of failure. Because failure, look, the only time you actually truly fail is when you full-on give up. You stop.
That's right.
What you have to do is you have to be like a phoenix.
That's right. He's dropping some bombs. 2.0's dropping some bombs. Bless you, son.
Man. No, seriously. And it goes on to it. You're learning how to failure. You're learning how to learn from those failures. Or challenges, I'll say. Because they're not failures.
Trials, errors, etc.
But on top of it, you have the motivation to keep going.
Yeah.
And these are things that most business owners in general, and I want to stress this to you guys.
Yes.
This is huge, because understanding that type of philosophy is what makes businesses either succeed or fail.
Yeah.
Because people that decide to give up or be able to accept the excuses, 2.0 accepts no
Yes.
excuses. And how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm actually 17 years old.
17 years old, not even able to vote yet.
No.
And he is right there.
I'm almost there.
You're in a position to really, if you really learn from this, you can grow well above and beyond anything you can really think of, because you've already went through your dad's challenges.
Yeah, because my father told me, hey, because the first time I ever failed, and this was before he was teaching me, because this was like martial arts when I was training. He taught me, all right, when I was about to give up on martial arts one time, right, and my father told me, you're not giving up on martial arts. I'm like, why? Because you may have failed once. Well, that's one. But also he said, look, the difference between those who succeed and those who fail, those who live, those who survive, and those who fail, are that you basically get back up, you stand back up, dust yourself off, and keep going. And you have to be calm about it, too.
Wow.
Right? I actually heard a quote. Basically, it was, life is a long road ahead. Drop all the heavy luggage and enjoy walking with your hands empty. Which means have a clear head, know where you're going, know where you start, know where you go, and if trials come your way, overcome them, keep going.
Make sure you got your shades on.
It's also
sometimes you need three of them.
Jumping like a track and field thing. You got to jump over the things, the little the things that you got to jump over.
The hurdles. The hurdles, yeah. But no, man.
Excuse me.
Man, 2.0, you have seriously dropped some real knowledge onto people, and I loved every second of it.
Never give up. That's 2.0's message.
We are going to go to break, but when we come back, we're going to get more in depth with Nick about how you how to avoid stuff, how to be what you should be looking for, that kind of thing when it comes to social media. Yeah. We're going to be right back right after this.
Yo, what's up? It's Coach Nick from Nick Cavallo Marketing. If you need any kind of digital marketing, or you just want to talk to Coach Nick, reach out to me at 516-666-2345, or you can visit us on the web at www.nickcavallo.com. That's NICKCAVALLO.com. I'm Coach Nick, and I'm out of here. Peace!
Please welcome a new sponsor to the show. It's AMP2 TV, the first and only internet network that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet television production company, discover AMP2 TV, a full-service production company that can provide all streaming videos in studio or remotely. They offer web page development, and they use all the latest platforms to help make your business selling points more powerful. They can do remotes and live streaming, as well as tape productions. Let AMP2 TV handle all of your television production needs. Choose from a variety of creative TV and radio packages and see why AMP2 TV works with many major companies, including Comcast, Bravo, and Fox 29, as well as individuals and businesses of all types and sizes. To see samples of their work or to find out more, visit their website at amp2.tv. That's AMP2.tv. Or call them at 1-866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422.
Welcome back to the SoFlo Business Corner. If you want to join the show, call 1-888-565-1470. We want to hear from you. Once again, that number is 1-888-565-1470. Now let's get back to the show. Welcome back. My name's Tom Hibbert. I am the host of the SoFlo Business Corner. This is a show that brings business owners to you. We talk about their experiences, their knowledge, and their expertise, and bring it to you, my audience. We're sitting here with Nick Cavallo and 2.0. I should say Coach Nick Cavallo.
Coach Nick
and
2.0. In the house.
2.0.
2.0, you killed it before with all that information that you learned from your dad, and I want to take some of that knowledge. I want to learn a little bit more about what social media marketing is. And really, what is the real definition of social media marketing?
Okay, so social media marketing and digital marketing in general, the way I like to describe it is it's kind of like an onion with many, many, many different layers to it, okay? So, number one, there's the non-paid portion of it, which is content. And what is absolute king, whether it be Facebook or YouTube or Instagram, is video. And a lot of people try to stay away from video because they're uncomfortable with it, they're self-conscious about what they're doing, and so on and so forth. And as you can tell, we're a little shy ourselves, right? Not really, but
you know.
here's the thing. The engagement that comes from video is astronomically higher. Okay, and the key is to get people to actually follow you. So number one, you want to have good content, and that usually requires video. And it doesn't have to be polished video. People understand that it's a social media platform, so if it's right on your camera, perfect. People feel that it's more authentic and real, and it helps with the trust factor. The next component is you want to be able to make sure that you get into the paid advertising game, because ultimately, if you really want to have reach on platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and the other platforms, you got to pay for it because they're not there for charity.
Well, I mean, okay, so I've had experience with this in my past, and there's a lot of people that tell me, oh, you never have to use a paid ad, you never have to you can do everything organically. Just by sharing it to just different groups and stuff like that. Can you explain the difference between that organic / paid?
Okay, so organic following is basically people that follow you because they find you on a platform. But here's what's happening. Slowly but surely, all of these social media platforms start to take away the reach of your followers, because what happens is more and more people get onto the platform. So if they allow people to just keep putting all kinds of content that's not necessarily relevant, what ends up happening is a lot of the people that go on the platforms will say, wait a minute, there's too much going on, I'm not going to use it anymore. And you see this with Twitter. Twitter allows a lot of content to go on, so unless you're one of these big people that have huge followings, it's very hard to be found on it, and a lot of people don't utilize Twitter anymore. The ones that you hear about is Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, because what they do is they segment the content and make sure that the relevant content is going to people, and they do it even more so when you pay, because they give you tools that you don't get when you don't pay. So, I mean, they're not a charity. That's the bottom line. So if you want to really take it to a next level, yes, you can do it organically, but you have to get into the paid game to really bump it out.
Now, what do you see as the most common mistakes that business owners are making, and just really just missing the mark?
That's a great question. The analogy that I give is a lot of people want to have the house before they build the foundation, right? So let me give you an example.
Please.
What happens a lot of times is people want to get the lead generation immediately. So they want to go right into doing ads, and they're not concentrating on where they're placing their ads. They're not concentrating who they're targeting. So they end up targeting the wrong audiences, and they end up getting their message in front of people that are not the correct people to get the message to. The other component is they're not contemplating how their page looks online. Right? So now you're paying for a paid advertisement, let's say on Facebook, and people are invariably going to go and check out your Facebook page. And if you haven't posted since 2012, well, how do people react when they see that? Not well. Okay. Then the other component is, let's say you have only 5 people following you on the page, and you're trying to do lead generation. Again, people are not going to trust you because there's nobody following you. And then the last component is reviews. People need to use reviews. Think about this, Tommy. Back in the day, you would go and get a cab, right? Now, you get into cars with people that you don't even know, right? Because the cab drivers, they got to be licensed, so on and so forth. But now, you get into an Uber or a Lyft, and you don't even know these people. You're basing it on what, Tommy? The star ratings that the people have, right? So you have to be conscious of that for your business. How can you expect people to trust you and interact with you if they have no context to base it on? And that's the biggest mistake. They try to go right for the lead generation without laying the foundation of getting known.
Is he just does he not he does not disappoint? You know what I mean? Coach Nick 2.0,
what's up?
Dropping real knowledge on you guys today. So what would you say as an advice to maybe a new business owner, or what would you say? What would you suggest when starting out on Facebook? What do you think that people should do?
Okay, what you want to do is you want to approach social media in steps. And when I say social media, I'm really talking about there's multiple platforms, but if you try to do everything at once, you end up doing all of it mediocre. So what you generally want to do is, number one, you want to make sure you have tracking on your website. A lot of people say, oh, I got a great website. That's fantastic, but 92% of first-time visitors to business websites move away from the website without leaving you their name, email, and phone number, so you can't contact them. So unless you've got tracking on your site so that you can retarget these people with ads on platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, you're not going to be in front of them. And think about how people actually decide to pick someone. Let's say you're looking to pick a restaurant, okay? You're going to probably either get a word-of-mouth referral, but more likely than not, you're going to go on your smartphone and you're going to do a search. Maybe you want to go to a Thai food restaurant and you don't know where the Thai food restaurant is. You're going to go and do a search, and then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to look to see how many reviews they have. And then you're going to try to find their website and see if their website's on point with pictures of how the place looks. Because if it doesn't look good, you're not going, right? And then the next thing that you're going to do is, well, maybe the website has a widget that I can click on so I can check out the Facebook page, because the Facebook page has more pictures and maybe there's more reviews on there, and maybe there's a bunch of people following it, and now I'm getting more information. So if you're doing that and you're checking out multiple restaurants, you're probably not going to, engage with those restaurants every single one
directly,
of them.
yeah.
Right. And if you land on that site, specifically on restaurants, you're probably not going to call them, right? So if you have no tracking on those sites, how are those people that own those restaurants going to know that you showed up and showed interest, and how are they going to re-engage you and start to brand themselves and get you to come to their place instead of somewhere else? So tracking and reviews are your first and second step, and then organic content on platforms like Facebook, and then as you start to build up, then the paid ads.
Wow, good stuff. Real quick, before, with all the stuff that's going on with Facebook and all the issues that are going on, we only have a couple minutes, but can you explain whether or not it's actually going to be worth
good question.
being on Facebook anymore?
It's a good question. So first of all, now's probably a very good time to buy stock in Facebook, because this is a speed bump. Number one, Facebook spends a tremendous amount of time, paying money to different politicians and so on and so forth. So, they've got that in check. Then the other component is the repercussions of any kind of restrictions on Facebook would basically hurt small businesses and large businesses alike, because it would hamper their ability to market. And the reality of it is, Facebook did not give away anybody's identity. They don't do that with their ads. What they do is they target your ads to the right people. They have algorithms in place that will basically look at the right audience for you, and they will shift you to that audience. So that business about giving up information to people, that's not what's going on.
Awesome. Well, guys, we have run out of time. It felt like this has been a 5-minute deal, but I loved every minute of it. Be here for you guys back at home. Go ahead and join us again next week at 7:30 for the SoFlo Business Corner. My name's Tom Hibbert. I want you guys to have a great day.
Bye-bye, everybody. Peace.
My name's Tom Hibbert. I want to thank you for joining the show today. Make sure to join us next week, where we're going to help you share and grow your business.
Yo, what's up? It's Coach Nick from Nick Cavallo Marketing. If you need any kind of digital marketing, or you just want to talk to Coach Nick, reach out to me at 516-666-2345, or you can visit us on the web at www.nickcavallo.com. That's NickCavallo.com. I'm Coach Nick, and I'm out of here. Peace!
Infectious diseases spread by pests like malaria, Zika, and